Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters for the showcase of Signature Roxie and Toxtricity at 6-star EX, 1 out of 5. Okay, this character at 1 out of 5, honestly, I don't really think they offer too much. I think they're good for a newer player who needs just a good poison and electric damage dealer because they take up both roles. Obviously, it's really good, for sure. Outside of that, I think they're fine, for sure, but it's just they're mostly a damage dealer. I mean, with some solid utility, but for the most part, you know, most invested characters, which you should have anyway, are going to be better. And obviously, I think this is a character that should be invested in just because of how good she is with, you know, extra copies, right? She's got herself her buddy move, Frenzied Sludge Wave, which is a 200 power move, activated whenever enemies has a status condition. It debuffs enemy special defense by 2, has a 10% chance of poisoning, and has a 50% power buff in electric terrain. I mean, already really good. 200 power, 300 power in electric terrain, off of a 459 special attack stat. She's going to be pretty good, right? I mean, that's just given. So, obviously good strong move there. Overdrive, 160 minimum power, 4 gauge, no extra effects. It's a solid AoE electric damage dealing move. Good, you know, alternative. Obviously, again, if you want to deal electric damage, she can do that. In electric terrain setting, you know, that's good for powering up her Sludge Wave. That's obviously good for powering up the Overdrive. Gives her a good electric effect, right? She's meant to be run with Pierce, Signature Pierce, but this is mostly just about her, because I don't have Pierce. Anyway. And her training move here, applying Gauge Acceleration, Special Attack and by 4, and Crit by 3. Very good self-sufficiency, of course, right? And pretty good gauge management, too. Amped and Vibe turns field play to Poison Zone and extends Poison Zone as well. She sets Poison Zone on the max move, so yeah, that's good as well. And the max move's pretty good. Max move's being able to buff her special attack and do poison damage, and then Stun Shock being able to leave enemies paralyzed or poisoned and do electric damage. So obviously it's going to have buffs in electric terrain, and again, you're going to be able to set the Poison Zone so that your Sludge Wave here is going to start doing more damage. Pretty good, especially if you are actually trying to run her mixed damage. Turbocharge 3 for some gauge buffs in electric terrain. This is pretty nice in the Legendary Gauntlet. I do, again, have a battle. Well, I didn't actually say it in this recording, but I do actually have a Legendary Gauntlet battle prepped, so this is one ability that I do like on her that's pretty good. And also being able to debuff enemy attack or special attack, depending on if they are poisoned or paralyzed. Pretty good utility there as well. So solid utility in debuffing status conditions as well as setting electric terrain. It's pretty nice. And again, good damage overall. So let's go ahead and take a look at her and, well, I guess her damage in a few situations. Alright, so, battle versus Oligana. This is her battle challenge stage. It's the best, like, possible place to actually, again, obviously showcase all of her main abilities. Mostly at 1 out of 5. We don't have a Poison Week Champion Stadium, so I did want to go for this battle at the very least, just to show her Poison-type damage. Obviously, I could have, like, put her with, like, Fall Iris or someone or whatever and showcase it in the stadium, but I feel this is at least a little bit better. Either way, and it's also free to play with Lucian and Oak and Nidorino. So it gives her, I guess, you know, good versatility on the team or whatever else. It doesn't really matter too much, honestly. It just kind of doesn't. So now we're going to actually start going for damage after the electric terrain is up. Obviously, we've got the Poison Zone, the electric terrain, some debuffs. I mean, this is pretty much her optimal situation. No sync buffs. That's fine, though, right? It's whatever. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, let's just see how much damage she's able to do here on this first Sludge Wave. I mean, let's take a look at it. Obviously, nice animation. 5,000 damage, pretty solid. Obviously, could look better for sure. They can definitely could look worse. I mean, solid numbers. I mean, solid enough. It could be better, could be worse. Let's see how much does the sync move here. Her innate multiplier is Smarty Pants. I mean, 18,000 is nice. Obviously, she's EX though, so there's a little bit to consider there. How much damage does she do with Overdrive here? Obviously, Poison Zone does go out. A little bit annoying, but Electric Terrain thankfully does not, and Oka's the sides. Well, Oka's one side barely lives. It's okay, we'll be fine. And obviously, we do like to see the debuffs that she's able to do. I wish her debuffs were mixed. Not mixed, but like, she's able to do both. I wish that was just what she could do, debuff both defenses or offenses whenever the enemy has a status condition. That would have just been better, I think. But, well, obviously it would have been better, but I think it would just work better for her. But it's still good. I mean, it's still good. It's still solid enough. Not really something that's too big of a deal. And I mean, her damage is fine. It's a 1 out of 5 character. What are you like really expecting here? I mean, nothing super crazy. Definitely just a character you can work with for poison and electric weak stages. Just for the most part, that's kind of how she is. So yeah, there's the grid. Let's move on. Go ahead to the Champion Stadium battle. Get a little bit of, I guess, a better showing there. Alright, her actual theme is in the background now. Electric Weak Lorelei. I wanted to run her under a triple Univist setup with Emmett and Lenora because this maxes out Emmett's Circle. Emmett's able to provide extended electric terrain and also just some general good buffs. I mean, so we've got ourselves a good character that we can run here with Roxie, right? I mean, this is a solid combination, all things considered. Like regen buffs, the same buffs for the electric terrain that she kind of wants. I mean, it's pretty good. Obviously, she doesn't really work off of using her buddy move here, the poison damage, but I mean, overdrive is good enough. I mean, this is already really pretty solid damage. I mean, it's just got the circle, no electric terrain. I want to keep that in mind. No electric terrain, it can do that pretty good damage, right? Obviously, she can also use her max move here. That'll give you the paralysis or the poison. That's good as well. Good source of electric damage. Again, you could take this to a more extreme case, especially if she's got actual dupes, and use her versus like Leon's ultimate battle or something. She can be a really solid damage dealer for that stage, and also because she can apply at least the status condition once. I'm not going to say you can do it all the time, but you can at least do it once. Also setting electric terrain in that ultimate battle to get rid of like the stupid sleep that the sides like to put down and stuff, and obviously buff your allies' electric damage. I mean, that's nice, right? I just did not want to try and bring her to that fight and one-shots the sides. Did not want to try and bring her to that fight at just 1 out of 5. Not really worth my time or effort. But I mean, again, with investment, she could perform pretty well. So there we go. There is the electric weak fight with Signature Roxie, Signature Emmett, and Lenora. I did like Lenora there because of her mixed defensive debuffing. That was very helpful for buffing Emmett and Roxie's damage simultaneously. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, I really do like it. So, I mean, just for the 1 out of 5 characters, I've got the endless supply of them. It's good lord, it's fun to have. It's fun to have them kind of synergize here a little bit better. Alright, I took this battle from Naomi. I do like this setup. I don't know if she was one that originally did it or if it was someone else, but it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Okay, Roxie versus Terrakion. She's got a pretty decent type matchup against a decent few of the fights. Like the ones that don't have gimmicks, she's a good damage dealing character for anyway. But I do like her against Terrakion specifically because of her terrain setting. At the very least, I mean, alongside like Vulcaner here, for example, and with higher investment, she can do more damage. So I'm sure she wouldn't actually require another setter or something for electric terrain, but I mean, Vulcaner just works well with her. It's pretty good anyway. Again, her debuffing is nice as well. Terrakion loves to hit hard on its offensive stats, his mixed offensive stats. Earlier on, it likes to use physical attacks. Later on, it likes to use special attacks. And in the final bar, it likes to use both. So having some sort of debuffing for the offenses is extremely nice, whether it be physical or special. And if you can somehow manage to get like Terrakion poisoned instead of like paralyzed or whatever, whether it be like from the max move or whatever, then well, you can get its special attack debuffed and then, or like its physical attack debuffed, and then you can paralyze it and get its special attack debuffed, right? So that's actually a pretty good setup for this specifically. Obviously, those debuffs work very well for Latios. That's nice as well. Again, the ones without gimmicks like Latios, Tapu Bulu or whatever, those work as well. Also, this is where the usefulness in her turbocharge comes in, where you've got electric terrain and can actually deal with the extra power or extra gauge that you kind of need in order to actually handle this fight a little bit better. So it is nice to have again. There we go, get that flinch, very nice. You are relying a decent bit on coin flinches for this run, but it doesn't really matter considering you are obviously using a 1 out of 5 character. And also where you can handle half bars and whatnot, that's very nice as well. So there we go for the Sync Nuke, very nice damage, 12,000. Again, this is where her damage just really starts looking quite impressive, at least for this fight. Like, you got 2 Sync buffs up. How much damage is this doing? I mean, yeah, 25%, a quarter of Terrakion's health. That's quite nice for sure. Set up that electric terrain one more time, use the Thunder Fang, and now we can just really start getting away at this final bar here. So yeah, I mean, pretty good damage challenge, not damage challenge, pretty good legendary gauntlet prowess. Obviously, I do think she has got good legendary gauntlet damage challenge prowess as well. Just, I mean, it's not, I think she's the best, isn't she, for Poison Strike? Anyway, Poison 3v3, but yeah, I mean, she's got good gimmicks for the stages. Obviously, the status condition, I mean, that's nice. I think her bigger issue with, like, for example, Uxie or Cobalion is that she only really sets status consistently once. And her buddy move obviously is tied to a status, so it's 10% chance to poison. Doesn't do too much good for you if you can't land it, but either way, it's fine. Though you can't actually use her Saint move, I guess, in poison, so there's something there. Anyway, whatever. There we go. Battle versus Terrakion with Vulcaner as a partner. That setting of the electric terrain helped out her damage. Again, she only had poisons on it for the beginning of the battle, so a lot of the damage towards the end, it just really hits. It is really hitting hard. Though, granted, at the same time, Terrakion, I believe. Does Terrakion get weaker at its final bar? It probably does. I don't know, actually. either way, whatever. Still a good character, good damage dealing character with some good debuffing components, and the stats conditions and terrain setting is nice as well. That's my thoughts. I just don't have really too much to say. It's a 1 out of 5 character. I couldn't get too much crazy, unique stuff out there, but I wanted to give it a showcase anyway, so I went for it. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace.